Good evening, Cayman and Caymanians overseas. The latest pre-election economic and financial update, what we call the PREFU, confirms what many of us have feared. Our country is heading into a financial crisis. Now, what is the PREFU? It's an official report required by law that gives the public a clear and accurate picture of the government's finances in the lead up to an election. It is signed off by the financial secretary and the accountant general, and is meant to give voters the truth before they head to the polls. Think of it as a financial health check. And right now, Cayman is not well. And therefore, this requires comment by those of us in this election who want to lead this country. The PREFU shows a $26.2 million deficit. That is an $80 million swing from the surplus promised by the Premier Julianna O'Connor-Conolly in December 2023 when she presented the 24-25 budget. It reveals overspending on vanity projects, broken promises, and a complete failure to implement the revenue measures that were planned. Let's be clear. This isn't just a budgeting error. This is a failure of leadership, a failure of priorities, and it's Caymanians who will pay the price. While families are being told to do more with less, this government spent $60 million on a school that was supposed to cost $24 million. They bought luxury vehicles for ministers. They pressed ahead with a $9 million concrete park, while our reserves are disappearing and our future is being mortgaged. By next year, cash reserves are forecast to fall by nearly 40%, just at the time where we need a rainy day fund to cope with rising costs caused by tariffs and a current global trade war. And by 2026, the government will be in a violation of the rules designed to protect our autonomy, risking the UK's intervention into our affairs. That's not leadership. That's self-interest run amok. That's reckless spending paid for with your future. That's why we say enough is enough. And that's why we're running. The Caymanian Community Party was formed because we had enough of waste, enough of secrecy, enough of politicians who think money is theirs to play with. We believe in responsible government, in transparency, in leadership that puts people first and the plans of the future, not just the next headline, not just to bolster the prospect and chances of someone's own election in their constituency. This election isn't just about who's in charge, changing who's in charge. It's about how things are done. Don't be fooled by the PPM's empty promises. They have a long track record of overspending. In the 2005 administration, they spent the country broke. Poorly planned and designed infrastructure spending. The 2013 administration was the only good one because they had more ministers around the table who preached restraint and control over spending. Persons like Wayne Panton, Osborne Bodden, and Marco Archer. Without more folks like that, when it came to the 2017 administration, the PPM once again had runaway development, open immigration, and they allowed the massive pension raids that will set our people back for decades. If that wasn't bad enough, some of the UPM members who are now in the PPM, namely Julianna O'Connor-Conolly, which was part of the UDP government from 2009 to 2013, when she and then Premier McKeever Bush spent $9 million CI on overseas travel and gave us the NRA agreement. We have 20 years of proof that they will not act any differently this time. It's the same tax and spend members of the UPM who caused us to say enough is enough, who are now wearing PPM red shirts. The PPM or UPM can say what they want, they can promise what they want, but their actions speak louder than words. To reiterate, these are the same members who squandered $80 million are now PPM members. That kind of unwise, reckless leadership and governance is the type that the country can no longer afford. Now look at the PPM and ask yourself if you see many candidates that you can trust to manage the country through these difficult times we're now facing, now that we're broke again. A vote for the PPM is a vote for overspending and vanity projects. They will say what it takes, but they won't be able to control those members. The PPM cannot criticize the former administration when they've welcomed the UDP's leader, spender-in-chief, and the other high-spending ministers. Look at where we are in deficit. Without sufficient cash to meet our 90-day reserves as required by UK rules. Julianna and Kenneth did it, and now they're front and center in the PPM. So we're asking you, do you jeopardize your children's future? Do you take on more debt? Don't be fooled. There's a clear difference. When it comes to money and the country's financial affairs, TCCP is sensible. PPM is reckless. When it comes to priorities and issues that impact our communities, TCCP puts you first. PPM puts their own self-interest first. Say no to reckless spending. Say no to hundreds of millions of dollars in more debt. On 30 April, vote for responsible leadership you can trust. Vote for accountability. Vote for the Caymanian Community Party. Together we can fix this. Together we can restore stability and build a future that truly belongs to all Caymanians. Thank you for listening to this important statement on our country's current fiscal position, which is currently in disrepair. But with your help and with God's guidance, we can lead this country to better days. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you and our beloved Cayman Islands.